Hey guys, how you doing? Gavin Timms here with REI Network. If you are watching on YouTube, go and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're watching on the REI Network podcast, make sure you subscribe there as well. We're going to have a lot more episodes coming out. I'm excited today what I'm going to talk about. But before I do so, I just want to give you a couple of giveaways. Firstly, if you are looking for a lead sheet, something to track the leads while you're traveling, while you're on the phone, okay, something that you can take a picture and send to your VA, go to reinetwork.com/lead sheet, reinetwork.com/lead sheet. I'm actually got one right here that you can so you can kind of see what that looks like. So make sure you go and get that. Also, I get a lot of questions who I use for skip tracing. So I want to answer that right now, which is batchskiptracing.com. If you use the code Gavin, okay, you will get 20% off. So make sure you use the code Gavin, batchskiptracing.com. For me, it's the best in the business in terms of skip tracing. That's what I use. We've done over hundreds of thousands of dollars using it. So again, I don't ask you to do anything that I'm not doing. Also, they have another platform as well called BatchLeads.io. If you want to go and check that out for list stacking, sending text messages, it's really cool as well. BatchLeads.io, batchleads.io/Gavin. $1 is going to give you 500 text messages to test that out as well. So batchleads.io/Gavin. So check both of them out. It depends if you just need the skip tracing or you need the, the text in, the list stacking, but really, really cool. So go and check that out. Okay, so anyway, what I want to talk to you about today is making multiple offers and the positioning of multiple offers. Now, this is really, really important because a lot of people in the industry that's going to be listening to this is that, well, I just know how to make one offer. I just know how to make one cash offer. And you'll hear where you're leaving, there's so many leads that you're leaving behind because you don't know how to make multiple offers, okay? And a lot of you are in training for that. You might have, the lease option course or an owner finance course because you don't want to be leaving them leads on the table. But then it's how do we actually position these different offers? And that's kind of what I want to come to today, right? When you're having conversations with a seller, one of the main things that you need to do in sales is to listen, okay? By asking questions, you're using the information given to you and transitioning and translating that back accordingly to the offers that you need to make. So for instance, if I'm doing 3 offers, let's say in these 3 offers it's going to be a cash offer, a sandwich lease option, and an assignment lease option, okay? In these 3 options that I want to give. And I'm talking to a lead, maybe a for sale by owner on Zillow, and he is not really motivated. He just wants to sell the property. He's not really interested in talking with me. We're not really getting anywhere, right? Then I'm going to make 3 offers, okay? And I'm going to do it fast. So what I try and get my clients to do is, if the motivation is not there, the faster it is that you need to make the offer. So that's kind of a rough gauge. So, I'm talking it could take you 3 minutes to make an offer. If there's zero motivation, you want to get an offer out because remember, they can always call you back. One of my clients, Gigi, just did one for $24,000 exact way. She offered $20,000 less, $22,000 less than what the seller wanted. He said, absolutely no way. 5 weeks later, calls back, gets the contract she wanted, and she made $24,000. Okay, so you should always make an offer. But it's looking at the speed in your time. What we need to do, or what we need to make sure we're not doing, is taking 30, 45 minutes to make an offer when they're not motivated, because we're spending too much time with a non-motivated seller. Now, in saying that, what is motivation? How do you know if they're motivated, right? And normally there's 4 things that we kind of look for, which is the situation, okay, which is going to lead to motivation by knowing their situation, the time frame that they want something to happen, okay, the price of what they want, and the condition that the property's in. Okay, these are the 4 kind of pillars that we need to get information on. And I do a lot of cold calling. We have a cold calling script that our VAs use to light pre-screen the sellers, so they come into the pipeline for us then to as acquisition to then speak to. Now in our cold calling script, we're not just saying close fast, pay cash, because we have multiple offers. If there's urgency there, they're interested in offer, they're interested in selling, we then need to listen and look at the ways that we can best position our offers to make sense for the seller and actually get a deal done. So moving on, more in depth in this is another situation. Let's say we have a conversation with a tired landlord, right? So it's a rental property they've had for years. They're now out of state. They're over it. And, they've had bad tenants and they just want out. They just want to sell it, okay? So the options that are going to be available based on the scenario and the situation that we've just been given by the seller, by listening, taking notes, is that he's motivated. He's over it. He wants to sell. Okay, so we know that there's urgency there. Time frame, sell it now. Okay, but he wants too much of a price. So the price is kind of the sticking point in this scenario. So let's look at the three offers, right? Forget owner finance. Remember, I'm just picking the three that I mentioned. You can bring owner finance into play at any time. But on these three offers, we have a cash offer, a sandwich lease option where we stay in the middle of the deal. Okay, we make money on the front, we cash flow, we make money on the back end of the deal, or we could do an assignment lease option. Now, the assignment lease option is where you are signing the tenant buyer and the seller together. Now, we've just been told that we've just been told by the seller that he's over it, he don't want to deal with it anymore, he just wants to sell, but he's stuck on a price. So the assignment lease option is not solving his problem, because we're assigning him back to a tenant and he doesn't want that. He doesn't want to deal with it, so he's over it. So that offer is no use to the seller right now, this minute in time. So I don't even put that on there. The two offers that I'm going to make based on this scenario, okay, is a cash offer and a sandwich lease option offer. Because a cash offer, I can cash you out and we can make all this go away at a certain price. But again, his price is the sticking point. Or, Miss Seller, you can rent it to me for a year or two with me having the option to buy it at X amount, which is more than the cash offer, and I'm going to be the one responsible for it. So I'm also taking that away from his plate as well, and he gets more money. So even though I'm not a normal tenant, I'm an investor, so I can actually maybe make this scenario work if he wants more money. Then it comes down to, no, I just want to get rid of it. So now we're going back to the cash offer, and then we put them onto a follow-up sequence until we get the deal done. Okay, so that would be another scenario of playing with them offers, okay, and actually using them. When do I make 1, 2, or 3 offers? And the answer is always in the conversation with the seller. So listening to what the seller needs, relating it back to your offers, okay, and then making the offer accordingly. So if it's no motivation whatsoever, nothing's happening, we're not getting anywhere, we make all 3, we move on, we take the zest on Zillow, and we do our formulas of a cash offer. It might be 65%, it might be 70, 75, depending on what area you're in. Then we do a sandwich lease option. We want 15 to 20% equity on the back end. So again, we do our formula on that, or we can give them what they want in the assignment. We put it together, we send it, no motivation, send the offer, put them onto a follow-up sequence, okay? Now, in the flip side of this, let's say that now we get on the phone to a seller and he knows I'm an investor. Okay, and the first thing that he does is he gets mad because I'm an investor. I'm the 19th person calling, and he goes kind of on the attack at me, and we need to control this situation as fast as possible and shut them down. So, for instance, what we would do, hey, Mr. Seller, this is Gavin, I've seen your property, I'm an investor, but as soon as I come out with that word, he goes, oh, you're an investor, I'm not interested, you're just going to give me a lowball offer, right? And as soon as that comes out, I'm going to try and interject and say, actually, I'm not, Mr. Seller. I do buy houses cash, but that's not what I'm actually trying to do here. And then he will go, oh, you're not? And then all of a sudden the guard is dropped through that one comment and going, yeah, actually, I'm looking to see if you'd be interested in renting it for a year or two and then selling it. So I'm now transitioning. Okay, so he's obviously got a problem with the cash offer. Now I'm transitioning into, renting it. Maybe an owner finance, maybe, a lease option. But I'm keeping it very simple. Hey, will you rent to me for a year or two with me having the option to buy? How does that sound? Would that work? Well, maybe, how, can you tell me more? And then the conversation obviously will start. Now, when I make the offers on this, I'm not going to make the cash offer because it obviously upsets him, right? So in that instance, I'm only going to make maybe one offer of a sandwich lease option, or depending on how the conversation went, along with the assignment lease option, okay? So I can play with the offers based on the circumstances of the seller. Sometimes though, if they don't have that reaction, and this is my favorite thing, is that when I know what they want, I will use a backup offer to make the offer that is gonna that we want to do look better. So for instance, if I think, okay, on this scenario, he wants too much money, he's interested in renting to me, he doesn't want to deal with any tenants anymore, so we're really lying with the sandwich lease option, okay? So if I want to pair that with another offer, it's going to be the cash offer. And why? Because the cash offer is lower, so the sandwich lease option now positions better with the cash offer paired with it, because it positions my lease option to go, oh, hold on, I get another X amount of thousands, 25, 30,000 here, doing this way rather than this cash offer. It helps position the sandwich lease option. And that's how I would then, pair that together. So hopefully this isn't too confusing as you listen to this. You might have to go back over it again to understand these different scenarios. And we could be here all day, creating these things. And then the genius thing is behind this, guys, that if you can get in with a sandwich lease option and then the price or the terms are the sticking point, you can then quite easily transition into an assignment lease option, right, and get the contract signed. Because we're always positioning as investors, especially if you don't have your license, that you are staying in the middle of the deal. You are looking, to stay in the middle of these deals. Then if the numbers don't work, you can then transition into an assignment lease option to say, they might say, hey, Gavin, look, your offer seems, I really like what you're doing, but I need more money, or the rent's too low, and I need to get more money to make this work, right? So they like the concept of the sandwich lease option. They like, how it works, but the price is the problem. So now I can transition into the assignment lease option. This offer has never been made yet, right? But I'm going to now say, okay, David, let's say, so I understand that, I'm at 175 and you want 200,000, right? He's like, yeah, I really, want 200. And, I know I offered you 1,200 in rent and you really want 15, right? And he'll say, yeah. And I'll say, I don't know if I can do it, David, to be honest. I'm really not sure if I can make this work. I might be able to do one thing. I won't have to look at it. Let me just say, I'm not saying I can do this, but let's say I could get you the 200,000 and the 1,500 in rent. If that was a possibility, what would you say then? What would you want to do? And then I'd just stay quiet. And what I'm looking for, well, I'd do it. Okay, so now all of a sudden I've just got an agreement on an assignment lease option. Okay, so as I go down that, I will actually get that contract signed, and then we'll start moving in that direction, right? So the positioning is really key in the offers. So just to recap this one more time, is you have more, and we've not even got to owner finance. Owner finance, sub 2. I mean, there's so many ways that you can do it. I would prefer anything from 1 to 3 offers personally, and then interchange them accordingly based on the conversation with the seller. So for instance, house is free and clear, wants too much money, I'm thinking owner finance. That's where my head is going, and I'm going to ask questions accordingly to see, if that's the case, if they want to act for the, as the bank for so many years with a balloon payment or something like that, then that will be part of my offer. Okay, so you can really play with these guys and actually use your offers, but at the same time make fast offers. If there's no motivation, get the offer. Take the Zillow Zest. I know not everyone teaches it. I know it's not right, but you also have no motivation. So you're not getting anywhere anyway. Let's get the offer out. Let's put them on a follow-up sequence. Remember, 90% of the deals that I do come from follow-up. So why am I going to spend an hour of my time trying to make an offer that I already know is going to say no right now? No means not now. And all we're doing when we put them on that follow-up sequence is actually... we're waiting or looking for the situation to change, right? Taking good notes in the CRM, setting a task, setting up some automation if you're using it, okay? And then when you get back on the phone, has anything changed since we last spoke, Mr. Seller? And you can be in and out within a minute, build good rapport, and it's all about the seller to get back off the call. So, for instance, it would be, "Hey, John, how you doing? This is Gavin. We spoke 30 days ago. Have you got a minute? Oh, yeah, Gavin, how you doing? Yeah, look, I just wanted to check in. I know we talked about your house, and I made you an offer, and it wasn't going to work for you at that time. I just wanted to see if anything had changed." "Oh, no, we're still trying to sell it." And this is where their response is, was it different to their attitude before? So before it was like, "No, I'm selling it. I'm not doing anything. I'm not taking anything less." Now is it more of a softer, "Well, I thought it'd sell. I really thought it'd go by now, and it hasn't, but I'm pretty confident it still will." So what's happening now is we're moving in the right direction. So at this point, I've touched the seller again, okay, and now I've got to work back off the phone because, again, your time is important to get onto your next phone call. So the way to do that, "No, I understand. Look, seems like a great house. I'm sure it's going to sell. I just want to check in. We're still interested in it. You know, if anything changes, give us a call. If you don't mind, I'll check in with you in a couple of weeks. How does that sound?" "Yeah, no problem, Gavin. Yeah, that's great. You know, give us a call. I appreciate you following up." And then we're back out, right? So you can do multiple lead-ins from that, really looking at that conversation from the last time. Was the kid sick? The dog was ill? All these things that you can go when you lead in. "Hey, just checking in about wanting. Hey, before I ask you a question, how's the dog doing?" "Oh, he's much better now. Yeah, it was. Oh, thank you so much for asking." Again, this is instant rapport, and actually building, a rapport with a seller is going to take you above everybody else in the marketplace because no one else is doing it. Right? And then through follow-up, what we try and do is that we want people to do business with us. And that's what our goal is. We want to go, if we're going to sell this or we're going to do anything, we're going to do business with you. And we want them saying that without us actually saying, "Hey, will you do business?" and start trying to do the hard sell. Okay? So anyway, guys, hopefully that helps. If you're interested in, working with me, we do have a coaching program. Go to ROInetwork.com/coaching. If you want the free downloads, check out the website and the links that I've given you. And hopefully this helps. And you might have to watch this episode again to see how these offers actually position. I do have some role plays on the channel and on the podcast that you can check out going over this kind of stuff. How to position a lease option is one of them. So make sure you go and check that video and like and subscribe. I appreciate you all. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.